My name is Lauren Tyler. I'm a teacher at Grand Terrace High School, and this tutorial is designed to show you how to create a new Haiku class. The first thing you're going to want to do is log into Haiku, and you do that by going to drive.google.com and signing into your Drive account, your school Drive account. So you're going to put in your email, and then it's going to ask for a second authentication. So once you get to this screen, you're going to put in your district username and your password. Once you do that, it will take you to your district Drive account. Some of you might already be using it, so you will have folders and you will have documents. But what you're looking at using is this little apps button in the top right-hand corner. Sometimes we call it the waffle with our students. So go ahead and click that apps button. You're going to scroll down and click More, and then you are going to find an icon called Haiku Learning. You want to click that. That's how you access your Haiku account, and it is the same way your students will be accessing their own Haiku accounts. Once you are logged into Haiku, you want to make sure that you're on the tab that says My Classes, and once you're in there, you are going to see active classes, inactive classes, and templates. You're going to notice in your inactive classes that you already have classes set up for you by the district, and it's school year 2016, that's for the 2015-16 school year. These classes that the district sets up, they're important because they hold our rosters, our Zangle rosters, but I'm actually never going to make these classes active. They're always going to stay hidden in the inactive tab, and I only use them for their rosters. Instead of using these classes, I want to go ahead and make my own class for any of my subject areas. So what I'm going to do is go to the right-hand corner and click the gray box that says New Class. Once I do that, I'm going to name my class. I'm going to make sure that my school site is correct. And then there are a few options down here that I can choose for my class. I typically just keep these options exactly as they are. There's no need to change them unless you want to get fancy. But I do always want to check that the school year is correct, and then it says 2016 for the 2015-2016 school year. Once I do that, I'm going to click Next. And this step 2 is just about a schedule. I don't need to make any changes on this page. I just need to press Finish. And there you go. My class is going to be created. Sometimes you'll get this pop-up that says Templates. Not all of you will get it, so don't worry about it if you do. But if you do get it, you can just press Finish. And there I have my Haiku class. Nothing's on my class right now. It's very easy to add content, but right now I'm just focused on setting up my class sections. I'm a secondary teacher, so I have multiple periods that I teach the same subject, and so I'm going to create sections and rosters in my Haiku class. And the way that I do that is I go to Manage Class in the right-hand corner, and I'm going to click Edit Roster. Once I'm there, I'm going to create sections so that I can create multiple periods for the same class. I go ahead and just press OK, and this is where I'm going to manage the different sections or periods that I have. Right now I have 2 sections, section A and B, but if I needed to add a third section, I would just press this section up here, and it would go ahead and add a section C. I have the option to rename these sections whatever I want, so I can press Edit and call it Period 1, Period 2, and Period 3. That way it's easy for me to differentiate between the different section numbers during the day. Once I have my section set up, it's time for me to link my rosters and import my students. And that's why it's important to have those Colton Joint Unified classes stay in my inactive tab, because they're always there to to connect Zangle to whatever classes that I've created. So in order to link my students, I'm just going to press this button right here that says Import Students. And I'm going to choose a couple of options. I want to make sure that I click this button that says Only List My Classes. I want to make sure that I have the right school year. So I'm going to choose 2016 because it's the 2015-2016 school year. And I press Search. And once I do that, I'm going to see all of my Zangle classes listed, and I just need to find the correct Zangle class that matches with my Haiku section period. So this is period 1, so normally I would go ahead and choose this class, Avid 3rd year, period 1, but I actually have an Avid class, so I'm just going to use my TA period as an example. So TA period 1. I would go ahead and import those students. And it's going to give me two options. I have the option to link the period students, or I have the option to do a one-time import. I want to make sure that I choose the first option to link the period 1 students, because then I know that whenever a student comes into my class or leaves my class or changes periods, then my Haiku roster is always going to update on its own. So I always want to choose the top option. I'll press Continue. And on this screen, you're going to see a list of students in your period 1 roster, and you just want to take a minute to verify that the students listed on this screen are the same students that are in your period 1. So this is just your chance to double check that you chose the correct section. I only have one student listed because it's my TA, but typically you're going to see a whole list of students that are in your class. Once you double check that the students are correct, you're going to import students. And then you're good. Your section 1 or your period 1 now has all of your Zangle students linked to your sections. And then you're just going to do the same thing for each of your section periods. So I'm going to go ahead and do it with another period. I'm going to choose section period 2. I'm going to import students. I'm going to click the option to only list my classes. Choose year 2016 and search. I'm going to find my Zangle class that matches my period 2. In this case, I'm going to choose my TA from period 4 because my period 2 is already linked to my own class. So I'm going to import those students. I'm going to choose the first option to link the students and continue. Double check that the students on this screen match the students that are actually in my period 2, and then press Import Students. And on this screen, you will see all of the students that are now listed in your section 2. So if you go to Manage Sections, you will be able to see that my period 1 has 1 student linked to it. Yours will be much higher than that. And my period 2 has 1 student linked to it, although yours will be much higher to that. And since we linked those students, whenever there's a change in Zangle, that change will happen in Haiku automatically. I'm going to click back to roster. Hit close, and that's all I have to do to set up my Haiku page. So here's my blank Haiku page. It's not fancy yet, but if you can see over here where it says show, I now have a period 1, a period 2, and a period 3, so that I can use this Haiku page for all of my classes. And that's how you set up a Haiku account.